what do you? Okay, can it be related to? Okay, like that. Yeah, because that's like you constantly thinking about something that's going to happen, so it manifests itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
like to
some.
use the word manifest.
No, manifest as in I'm not thinking. I'm not talking about you're thinking you don't want it to happen, but then because of thinking that way, you're more prone to that happening to you than not happening to you
I
because
think it's
you're
no. I
concentrating
think
so
it's
much on
not
it.
not just that. I think it's when you have no doubt that that consequence will occur. It all goes back to the question of belief.
No, okay, what are these people who constantly believe something bad's going to happen to them and it does end up happening?
Mm-hmm.
Is it did it happen because they believed 100%? No, they still have a belief that they doubt it, right? They're not 100% sure something bad's going to happen to them. A part of them wants the good to happen. It's just that
But I
they
guess where
feel
where
that
there's a difference between external factors and your own mind and body. So like I think I'm not sure because then we're making the case that your mind has the ability to affect more outside the realm of your body.
oh yeah,
Right.
that then it'll be the telekinesis and
Yeah,
all.
that I don't know. That is like there's no
Yeah.
I have no there's no actual case of that happening.
Because for me, it more feels like the more you concentrate on something, like you remember that book, right? The Secrets or something. Your brother keeps
The
convincing.
secret, yeah.
I'm not. I'm not
I've
100%.
read it.
I'm not 100% sold on the idea that whatever you think about will manifest
Yeah,
itself.
I'm skeptical on the mind's ability to affect external. Like I can't move this cup with my mind.
Yes,
But maybe
but
that's a question of the doubt as well. Comes back to
I
that.
true. I think, but I agree with the notion, which is what I've built now. Is okay? You maybe it's the same thing as what he's trying to say. I'm just trying to be all rebellious and maybe I come up with my new version. But the way I see it is, I tell people, is even myself, is okay. If you want something to happen, imagine when that thing happens at the end of the day or whenever, whatever it is, next hour or end of the day, whatever it happens. Imagine when it's done and it goes your way. You know how happy you'd feel or how ecstatic you'll feel or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you feel up in the air and all that. You know that feeling you have? You need to want that feeling so bad, and what you wanted to happen will end up happening. Because
Hmm.
you subconsciously will do everything right to make that possible future a reality. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you want that feeling that you supposedly will have so bad.
But that's different from what we're talking about, right?
Is that very close to what the secret says? Whatever you want in life, keep focusing on that and it'll manifest itself.
Yeah.
But I'm
Honestly,
not
the
talking
secret
about
is not really much of a secret. If I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah, I
I've
know.
read the book.
No, so many people have said that.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm trying to say is I'm not saying my will for something to happen is what manifests something into happening.
It's what changes your own actions and in the
It's
way of.
more of I want that feeling so bad, so subconsciously I'm going to end up doing
But
things
that's a
for
very
that to
obvious thing, to
manifest.
be honest. I don't think people need a book to like learn that. Maybe in a way they don't think about this. So it's one of those things where you do it without thinking, and when someone talks about it, it seems impressive because it's not something you need. It's not something you need to consciously think about.
But is what I said a bit different from what they said?
No, it's pretty much the same. I think.
Because for me it feels like it's different. I don't know why. For me it feels like I'm concentrating on how good I'd feel, so then I would end up doing it. It's not that I want the thing to happen, but the thing is a side effect of me wanting that feeling. So
In that way, yeah, I think
I'm
it's
just gonna
different.
make it happen for sure. Cause there's certain things I've noticed even yesterday or day before yesterday. I was just thinking about it, which is there's so many things we do, we don't even realize we do them subconsciously. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that
Exactly.
drives you
Breathing.
towards. It drives you. You might not want it.
Mm-hmm.
Subconsciously, you're making these micro adjustments and decisions throughout the day, which
Yeah.
make certain things happen. Now, those adjustments are not conscious decisions. They just, you do them,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't even realize you do them because they're so small, but make enough small changes every now and then, and something will end up happening,
But it
right?
stems from that desire, though.
Yeah, so it's, like I said, you have zero control over it. It's just something that just happens
I don't know
within
about
you.
zero control.
At least not conscious control. Maybe it's developed over time,
Hmm.
right? But it's just like
Maybe now it's developed over
like
time.
so many times I've said it as well. Yo, I'm literally not trying to waste time in a day, but somehow when I look back in the day, I wasted time. Nothing else but wasted time. honestly, I've not. And when and then I think about it, I'm like, it's just these small things I didn't even notice I was doing. I'm just doing them.
But that could just be you disassociating with your action because you don't want to believe that you're that person
But how long?
who will be a procrastinator or something. Because that's something we do as well. Because someone who, let's say, cheated on their partner,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've heard this a lot where they say, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was. I can't believe I did that. And that kind of disassociation is a way of not taking accountability. So in a
Okay,
way,
but those are big. No, I'm saying like certain things
no,
which
but same thing. Even like if you couldn't believe that you were that person,
No,
or
but
you
that's
couldn't believe you could have done that.
But aren't those big actions though? I'm talking about things you don't even
No, the
notice.
outcomes
Like
are
me moving this like subtly because subconsciously I want something to happen. I move this tissue there. I don't even notice that I moved the tissue. It's just so. It just moved there. Like I didn't even. It wasn't even a.
conscious thought. I get that.
No, forget conscious thought. It wasn't even substantial enough for me. Like it was such a small move, and maybe that caused something else to happen. But subconsciously, I just wanted it to happen, and I just went about doing it.
So you're saying we're not consciously in control
Certain
of
habits,
all our desires.
certain things that are ingrained into us, certain things that we, for example, this is what we say, right? There's certain good habits that just subconsciously happen in you. Like you don't even think about it. Like there's certain things which are habitual for us, like logical reasoning and all that. You're not even thinking about all your answers you give me. I know where they're coming from, because I'm sure your brain is processing it subconsciously the way it always has, right? It's
What's the
not.
point of all this?
So
what
those
you
are.
getting at?
So all I'm saying is those are actions I have zero control over. But then, the way I was saying, so same way for me it felt like when I'm convincing myself that I'm scared of something happening. That's where I think that the way it happens is subconsciously your brain does things for it to end up happening that way. Because you're concentrating on it so much. You don't even notice the things you're doing. You might feel, for example, I don't want to fail. Like, I don't want to fail in my examination. You're so hard-pressed on not wanting to fail that you might be thinking you're studying hard enough and all of that, but subconsciously your brain is plotting against you.
I don't know
voluntarily.
because I've heard that. I don't know if I agree with that. Because the thing is, it's like in that way. Because if you're concentrating on the opposite, right? You're not concentrating on failure. You're concentrating on not failing. Because in the same vein, someone who had the same mentality and got 100 on 100 score, what's the explanation there?
Like not wanting to fail and gets 100 out of 100.
Yeah.
But are there people who do that? Like, I don't want to fail. Like, okay, but an exception cannot be the norm. So let's not take one person. But most people who concentrate
Okay, but
on
then
not
I mean,
wanting to
there
fail.
are no statistics on this, though.
No, I'm saying in general, somebody who that's why there's theories on sports and all that. They'll say the second a team starts playing defensive, that's them going to lose.
But see, if
have you heard that before in all teams like football matches? You'll hear it constant in the commentary. The second a team starts playing defensive, that's them going for a lose because the other team is playing attack. They might lose. Their focus is winning. This person's focus is, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose is different from me. I want to win.
But see, it's like you're saying that focusing on the subject is more important, or your actions will lead towards the subject of whatever it is you're thinking rather than the outcome. So
you completely lost me. Like
no. See, the subject is losing,
okay.
right? So when you say I don't want to lose, the subject is you lose, right? The outcome is not losing. You don't want to lose, and the outcome of that, of not wanting to lose, logically would be you don't lose, right? That's the outcome.
But
you're
what if
saying
subconsciously your brain does things to end up losing without there's such subtle things.
But see, that's the thing. Like, how are you saying that your brain or your actions change themselves according to the subject, but not according to the outcome? Because I can equally make an argument that if you say I don't want to win, you're saying I will end up winning, right? Because your brain will alter itself to achieve the subject, not the outcome.
I don't want to win. I'm gonna end up winning.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to win. And
Because in order to win, in order to succeed,
win.
you have to want to succeed.
But do you? But when it comes to positive things like those, do people 100% believe in that? When they say I don't want to win, as opposed to somebody who says I don't want to lose, I feel like nobody really says wholeheartedly I don't want to win. But I don't want to lose is a very normal thing for people to feel. I don't want to fail. I don't want to win. It's you're more readily able to believe that statement
But
than
then,
saying I don't.
but then
wanna
it's not
win.
about the subject or the out. It's more the belief in the capabilities of you getting that outcome.
And that's where I found like it's so much nuance to it. Like each and everything has such differences. That's why I started believing in the whole fact that's why I didn't believe so much into the whole secrets thing. Manifest what you want in reality. For me, the whole point was whatever it is you want, instead of wanting that, concentrate on what you'd feel when something you want ends up happening. Concentrate on that feeling. Whatever you want will end up happening subconsciously. You'll do the right things.
That's pretty much the same thing, though. Because see, no one ever wants anything because the outcome alone itself is satisfying. It's what that outcome produces, right?
No, it's
Whether
the
it's
iconic process versus results, right? Concentrate on the process, not on the results.
Okay,
Concentrate on the feeling.
Sure, yeah, I get that, but at the end of the day, you don't want to just keep going in circles and saying I'm enjoying the process, right?
Yeah, obviously there's a limit to it, but if I concentrate on I also feel like if you concentrate on wanting something so bad, you also go into the whole concept of leading to disappointment.
It's like the concept of money, right? No one ever like wants money so they can take these paper bills, put them in a suitcase and stare at it, and not a suitcase, like a trophy case, and stare at it and say, "Oh, I have so much money." They care about money because of what money can do.
Yeah, so
They care about the outcomes because of what the outcomes
and
do.
that's why don't they say concentrate on being happy? The rest will get figured out. For example, if you thought initially
But what I'm saying
making
is,
you a millionaire will make you happy, instead of concentrate on wanting the millionaire, because when you set a target like I want to be a millionaire to be happy, if you never make it to being a millionaire, you're almost like setting yourself up for disaster, right? If you don't end up happening, it's gonna shatter your world, right? But like you said, why do I want to be a millionaire? I want to be happy. Concentrate on the emotion of being happy. Even if you don't make $1 million, you'll still be happy. Because it's the emotion you
but
go
I'm
for.
saying that saying you want to be a millionaire and saying you want to concentrate on the feeling of being a millionaire are the same thing.
Why?
Because in order to feel like a millionaire, you have to be a millionaire.
No, why can't I just want to be happy and whatever if me becoming 800,000 makes me happy, I'll be content with because I'm concentrating on being happy. I don't want million was just a way for me to get the happiness.
But I also think happiness is far too vague. It doesn't make.
No, I'm just giving an example. Whatever the emotion can be. I'm just giving an example. It might not be 100% factual or logical way of thinking, but I feel like this gets you more often than not. This will get you the results you want, as opposed to you constantly fretting about how you don't want to fail. Like you're going for example, you're going for an interview instead of thinking out. If my advice is then you're panicking and you'd be like, "Fuck."
But see,
I'll fail.
But in this case, what if you don't want to fail? You think about that and you have zero doubt in your mind that you'll fail.
How's that impossible? I don't want to fail. That thought will never even come. Like it's that
What,
same.
that you have zero doubt?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you have
There
zero
are people
doubt,
who have achieved that, though.
no, but I'm saying like it's the same thing as like I told you, conquering fear means there was fear to begin with. You saying that I don't want to fail means you're scared of failing in the first place. That's not 100% belief in yourself. 100% belief is I didn't even think of the concept of failing. That was not even there in me. The way one of the people I used to follow used to put it for me is in the negative. I understood what you said, that again you can't take it one to one, because then saying things like, oh, I don't want to win will get you win. I don't know how it works. I haven't thought that deep into the opposite side, but at least with the negative, he used to be like, what ends up happening is when you say you don't want to fail, when you go on to when you're lifting a weight or something of that sort, you're so scared of not lifting a particular weight or doing something, everything doesn't fire unanimously. There's a delay in something, and that's a subconscious thing that your brain does. It's not something it does because it wants to ruin your back or ruin your muscles. It's just not working together at the same time. That's very small amount of doubt, and they're just not firing in the best way possible. And that's like this dominoes thing. One fails, everything just just goes, and then everything just doesn't fire. It's that split second that makes a difference between you.
But you don't think like someone like let's say you or me, we're about to attempt a PR, right? You don't think that you're thinking, I don't want to fail this, or man's gonna suck if I fail.
The way
Those thoughts are never gonna go away.
Yeah. So the way my brain works is at least.
But we might still be able to achieve that, even with those thoughts.
We might. There's no again. That's what I'm not trying to say. Whoever feels like I don't want to fail is 100% going to end up failing. There's a very good chance they might end up passing. There's so many times where I felt like, please, I just don't want to fail, and I've gotten flying colors. Right. That's not my point. Those are instances where I've done well and blah, all that kind of stuff. The question is, that same exact story played in another universe where instead of saying I don't want to fail, I concentrated on, like I said, the feeling of what will happen if I succeed. Would that get me better results? So if I got a 70% here when I thought I don't want to fail, is better than what I was expecting. I wanted to fail, I got a 70%, I'm happy. In a parallel universe, did I concentrate on the feeling, and did I end up getting 95%? Because I wasn't even thinking about failure there. I was just wanting something purely. Like you said, belief, I wanted something 100% instead of concentrating on doubt. There's no guesswork here. I know what I want, and I want to go for that.
Yeah, that I agree with. I get it.
So I don't know if it works, but at least it kind of puts you, like, eases you out, and it gives you something to concentrate on.
Nocebo effect, probably.
Yeah,
it's connected.
I think there's so many things, there's so many actions we do, we don't even know we do them. That's why they're called micro expressions, and that's why CIA and all these their movies, and it's reality. They're able to say your eye just moved that way, and that's telling me something. You and I can't see it, but they can. That's just habits over time.